Darlings, welcome back to another video. So this one is going to be like off camera. I kind of wanted to experiment with like different styles, but this time it's going to be off camera for this video. But today I wanted to talk about Normani and her upcoming album in 2025. Now, on this channel, I do talk about pop culture, so if you are interested in that, please, you know what to do if you enjoy this kind of content. But let's get straight into it. Okay, so as we all know, Normani took a really long time getting her debut album, Dopamine, out, which released in June of this year. I enjoyed it a lot. It was in my top 5 actually for albums this year released, and I talked about it in my favorite albums of this year. So if you like to hear me talk about like my favorite albums, then definitely go check that one out. But she took 6 years to put out Dopamine. In 2018, she had a couple songs, like I believe she had like Love Lies, I think, and maybe Dancing with a Stranger. I forget if Dancing with a Stranger was 2018 or 2019. But she had Love Lies, Dancing with a Stranger. She had that song called Waves. She had that one too. And that's kind of all she had. And then she had Motivation. And Motivation was like definitely like, it gave her a lot of press. Like that song did pretty decently. Nothing Comes in 2020. And then in 2021 we have Wild Side with Cardi B, and that's also another big song of Normani's. That one was also pretty decently big when it first came out, and that one happened. And then 2022 was Fair, and Fair was her most forgotten single. It was very randomly released. And 2023 there was Nothing, and then obviously like in 2024 we got 159 featuring Gunna, and then we got Candy Paint, and then we got the album. So now we're here. There's a lot of things that was in her way when doing this album. I know both of her parents got sick. I know that RCA tends to do this to their artists. I'll definitely do a video on RCA in the future, but they definitely have a tendency to delay their artists' rollout or mess it up in some sort of way. RCA is known for that. Like when Dopamine was released, I would say it came with mixed to negative reviews. Like I thought the album was a really good R&B project, but I feel like a lot of people felt like the wait wasn't worth what we got. Like people thought people thought that it just wasn't, like it wasn't worth the wait. Like it definitely was not as good as like the wait that she made us wait for it. Which that I can see where people are coming from. I can definitely see where people are coming from. I'm not really mad if people are mad at her, because when something goes wrong, people have to put the blame on something or someone in order for it to make sense in their heads. So they're going to obviously put it on Normani because she's the artist behind all of this. So, of course, they're going to put it on her. But, I think it's definitely like a lot to do with the label. I mean, RCA, like I said, is known for this. Her album, I believe, debuted at number 91 or 93. It was either 91 or 93, but it debuted at those and left the very next week. Like this album was very unsuccessful. It was one of the most unsuccessful releases of this year, and I'm really sad that it performed the way it performed. Like it performed so poorly. I thought this was gonna be like her comeback, but it didn't happen, and her album faded into the background pretty much this entire year. So that brings us up to now. She has announced that she is releasing another project next year. I know a lot of people aren't really excited for it, because when we saw what we got this time, I know a lot of people weren't really excited as to what we got this time. But I think people just need to give it some faith, give it some time. But am I excited for this release? I'm not anticipating it per se. But obviously I'm going to tune in. I'm going to definitely listen. I know that Normani said she had recorded like over 100 something songs for Dopamine. So I'm pretty sure her second album is probably a lot of that recorded material that they already recorded and stuff. She's just gonna put on this album, which I don't have a problem with, because obviously if you make over 100 songs, put them to some good use. But I think that's what she's gonna do with that one. And honestly, I'm not really hopeful for the album's performance. I don't think it's gonna perform too well. Like, I feel like unless there's like a big captivating single, I think that'll help. But otherwise, then I feel like people have lost a lot of trust in Normani. I feel like after Dopamine, people tuned out. A lot of people tuned out. Like, I feel like I don't. It's probably rare to find someone nowadays that actually like actively listens to Normani. So this is definitely going to be a pickle that she is in. Now, do I think her career is over? No, because it's way too early to tell. Her music career really only started like in 2018-ish, and she just released her debut album this year. I don't think her career is necessarily over. I think there's still a lot of years, still a lot of albums that, you know, that she can prove herself with, because I feel like she was doing a really, really good job at proving herself in the beginning, but when she took such a long break to finally release the album, I feel like people definitely peeled back and, you know, are now, you know, like kind of wanting her to prove that she is a stable artist. I really, really hope that she does finally get like this success. I really want that to happen for like Chloe and, you know, Halle as like individual, especially Chloe, because Chloe is more of the one that's focused on music. I really, really, really want her to have a big career as well. You know, I feel like we need more R&B. Like, R&B has, well, mainstream R&B, it doesn't perform as well as like mainstream pop or hip hop or country. So I really hope that 2025 is kind of like a resurgence of R&B. I would love to see that, because R&B is like the best genre of all time. But that's just in my opinion. But anyways, I want you guys to let me know your thoughts in comments down below on Normani's album, if you're excited, if you're not excited for it. This was like an off-camera thing. I don't know if I'm gonna do more of this in the future, because I like being on camera, but you know, we'll see about it for sure. But I did enjoy this like little off-camera thing. Let me know how you guys thought about it in the comment section below. If you liked this video, you know what to do. If you didn't, tell me why you didn't like it in the comment section, and I will see you later. Bye, darlings.